all started on a sweltering summer night. I first noticed the peculiar hum of the old ceiling fan I'd reluctantly inherited. Its metal blades, slightly tarnished with age, rotated with an oddly irregular rhythm, as if not content with simply circulating air. At first, I dismissed it as nothing more than a faulty motor. But as days passed, the fan's behavior grew increasingly unsettling. I soon discovered this was no ordinary appliance. The fan was an antique relic from a mansion with a shadowed past, rumoured to be steeped in whispers of dark rituals and inexplicable happenings. Every evening as midnight approached, the gentle whir of its blades would transform into a low, almost imperceptible murmur. One sleepless night, while the world outside slumbered, I could swear I heard it whisper, "Let me in a voice that carried both longing and menace. Unable to shake the feeling of dread, I began to study the fan's origins. Its ornate, yet foreboding design hinted at a bygone era, a time when objects were believed to hold secrets, memories, and even souls. Old newspaper clippings and faded letters revealed that the fan had been part of an estate where inexplicable accidents occurred and where strange symbols were etched into the woodwork. The very design of the fan resembled ancient talismans, symbols of binding and release that were said to invite forces from beyond. Each night the fan's hum became a conductor for a symphony of eerie disturbances. I noticed small piles of dust arranged in deliberate, unsettling patterns on the floor. The air around it grew unnaturally cold, and the shadows in the corners of the room seemed to twist and writhe, as if animated by an unseen hand. In these moments, the fan appeared to pulse with a life of its own, its blades occasionally slowing as if in hesitant communication with something lurking just beyond the veil of normalcy. One stormy evening, the tension reached a breaking point. Lightning flashed through the rain-soaked windows, and the relentless wind outside mirrored the turbulence within my own home. I sat frozen in the living room, my eyes fixed on the spinning fan. Then, as if to shatter the silence, a soft creak echoed from the far corner of the room. I turned and caught a glimpse of a faint, half-formed figure dissolving into darkness, a presence that seemed intimately tied to the fan's eerie pulse. Determined to break free from the oppressive terror, I resolved to confront the malevolent force head-on. With a pounding heart and trembling hands, I approached the fan. As I reached out to disable it, the blade slowed, almost as if it were anticipating my move. The temperature plummeted, and the fan's hum deepened into a roar that filled the room with an almost tangible aura of despair. In that suffocating moment, a clear, chilling voice emanated from the very core of the machine. "You belong to me now." Paralyzed by dread, I could only stand as the fan's speed increased until it became a violent, whirling tempest of sound and cold air. For what felt like an eternity, I was caught in the grip of a force that defied explanation, a spectral presence harnessed by the very mechanics of this ancient device. Then, as suddenly as it had erupted, the roar subsided, the fan's blade stilled, and the room fell into an eerie silence, leaving behind a haunting chill that seeped into my bones. I never managed to remove that fan. Every attempt to replace it or rid myself of its influence was met with inexplicable resistance, a surge of icy wind, or the sudden silence that spoke volumes of the power it held. Now, even as I live with other modern comforts, I am forever haunted by the memory of that cursed relic. So, if you ever find yourself alone in a room with a solitary fan that seems to murmur in the dark, listen closely. Perhaps, like me, you'll hear its insidious invitation echo through the stillness. "Let me in."